Good morning and welcome to Master Trader, where you can learn to use simple market and stock analysis to make money investing and trading. I'm Greg Capra. Today I'm going to discuss with you a few patterns and what's happening in the broader markets. First thing I wanted to start out with was gold futures, which I've talked about a little bit in the last few days, and we've got a position going in this, and not the futures themselves, in an options position. Looking for things to turn up here. This was based on some intermarket analysis that I shared with subscribers. But what I want to show you today is what's going on here and what I would call a little bit of a nervous market that is attempting to get ready to move. And on the daily chart, you can see that prices are retesting this bottoming tail bar here, right at the 200 MA. And it's building up, potentially building up this area of support. Notice the wide range bar and this red bar that so far hasn't followed through. But let's look at what happened here as it was trading overnight. And you can see why I say it's displaying some nervousness or uncertainty because of the way it's trading here. Let me just point out this pattern here where prices had come down, and you see how it came back up and buyers begin to step up here. And at this point we really don't know whether it's ready to make another move to the downside or whether it's going to start to move higher. And what we look for in a price pattern is that some certainty is coming back into the instrument that you're trading. This could be a stock, it could be gold futures, it could be anything, because it's people that are trading and it's based on emotions and beliefs and expectations, and that's displayed within the price pattern. So what we see here is prices broke out and then they come back down to the support and buyers step right up and push it right back higher. Now on this pullback here, notice how the bars get all tight, smaller bars clustered together, and they begin to build this area of support. That is certainty coming in where the move is going to start. And that pattern is one in which, yes, it's going to go higher, but it couldn't even get to this high, and it came down hard again. So it retraced all the way back down, and that's certainly not what we want to see if we got long here, because it looks like we're going to get stopped out. But then it recovers and comes right back up again. So it keeps telling us that buyers are coming in on these dips. At times they feel more confident, then they're running for the hills, and then they step up again. This is accumulation in a relatively sloppy way, let me say. And they push it back up, and so on. And it's still pretty erratic and sloppy here. But you can see on the daily chart how the pattern, as we condense this information, we condense that, it's starting to come together where we see red bars ignored and the wide range bar moving up and the retest of the pattern and so on and so forth. And it's really got it clear here with some decisiveness, and then we should probably see at a minimum a push to the 50 and this high, and who knows, we'll see if it can get going from here. This type of a pattern does suggest that possibility. So I'm interested to see if this can get going here. It's taking some time. The other side of the observations here is, which we always have two scenarios, is a move back under these lows. All of these nervous buyers that are stepping up in anticipation of a move. If it goes under here, everybody's going to get out of, not everybody, most are going to get out of these positions here, and it can open up the door to a significant move to the downside. So we always have a line in the sand. We always have two possible scenarios about what the probabilities are. All right. So the news today is Snap and its miss on earnings and the big drop that happened overnight, and then someone's going to take a 10% stake in this company and all that. Unless you're a day trader, stay away from this mess. There's a lot of uncertainty here, and someone taking a stake in a company is not a reason for you to participate in it. And I'll point out to you Pandora, which recently, it was news a few weeks ago, investors are taking a stake in here. This was around in this area, or possibly even over here where it moved up. I don't have the news in front of me. Anyway, look at where it is today. Do not take trades. Do not invest in anything because of news. You have to have your own trading plan as to why you're going to do something, and that plan always includes a stop loss, your line in the sand, where you've said, I've taken my calculated risk and it's not working, so I exit. If it's working out, well, then you need position management strategies and money management strategies. That's it for today, guys. Oh, before I go, I did want to look at the transports here, which had a bad day yesterday, and we have a bit of a correction going on here. When it closed under the 50 MA, which is a short-term bad sign for that. It looks like it could possibly go lower. It's a little lower here pre-market, and in addition to that, the Russell broke down under this little base that it's forming here. Now, this market has been one in which these big red bars have not had a lot of follow-through. So it's going to be interesting to see how this handles this 50 MA and whether it can survive and turn back up again. If it can, that's going to be a bullish sign if it can recover this red bar. We'll see if that happens. Have a great trading day.